Hello and good evening, or good day. It's evening now here. This is video 706, and I don't quite have a name for it yet because I haven't quite. It's going to be one of those half-baked ideas. This may even be a quarter-baked ideas, and not even enough to be considered half-baked, but something that I had come across that I kind of want to talk about. To set the stage, I'm part of a support group that had two guests come in and speak. And one was a plastic surgeon, and the other was a voice surgeon. So someone who could physically alter your appearance, facial feminization surgery. And then someone who could physically alter, and I don't know if, larynx, voice box, whatever. I can remember back in the day, some 20 years ago, reading about someone who was doing something with a laser where they were cauterizing tissue to mess with the voice box or whatnot. So anyway, so the short of it is, at the meeting, these two surgeons, doctors, medical professionals, came and kind of talked about what they do and how they do it. And over the course of this last week, I've had two good friends approach me individually to talk about what they were going to do. And I'm not going to talk about what they told me because that's their business. But what came out of it was both women consider themselves ugly. And I'm not allowed to use ugly on this channel. But that's what they basically called themselves to me. And I listened, and the more and more they talked to me, just, it kept on, this is out of place, my nose is out of place, my forehead is out of place, my thighs aren't womanly enough, my breasts, I guess breasts are probably a pretty common topic for, breast augmentation or whatnot, but, there was like a laundry list for each of them, things they wanted to change, which, is good that we have the ability to address things. I'm not going to say correct them because that makes it sound like there's something wrong or abnormal. To them, yes, it probably is abnormal, or undesirable might be the best word. But I guess what I want to talk about is the unintended consequence for my two friends is they now think they're ugly. They think that they are less of a trans woman. They're less of a woman because they do not fit this Barbie doll. I know this is not a Barbie, this is Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan, but they don't fit this idea of what a woman is, which we know, the Barbie doll is almost physically impossible, the dimensions and everything. But there's a whole industry, which we've talked about in the past, around, playing off women's insecurities, playing off, again, this idea of what beauty is. And both of them had sort of a list of mechanical things, mechanical dimensions, things that they were going to do. And because their nose was, a centimeter to the left, they were less of a woman. Or their lips were slightly skewed, they were ugly. Or these things. And I, both of them, I put my hand on their shoulder and said, "You are one of the most beautiful people that I know. And I'm really saddened that you feel like you're not beautiful. I'm unhappy that you're unhappy." And we both kind of cried about it, And so I'm kind of mad. I'm kind of mad in a way that these two doctors were given access to the group without some sort of counterbalance or, you know what I mean, just a little bit of support instead of saying, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this to make you a better woman. Just some sort of additional guidance to say all people are different, all women are different, and this doesn't make you an ugly woman. It doesn't make you any less of a woman, of a person, because your thighs are, your thighs are a certain shape, or your back, the contour of your back. There was another one. I guess I'm giving away some secrets here, but I'm reminded of the movie. It was in the 80s. It was called Looker, Looker. It had Albert Finney as a plastic surgeon, and I'm trying to think who she was. It wasn't Marcia from the Brady Bunch, but it was that kind of girl actor. She was in the movie. She was a model, and she came to him with a list of specifications, and she said, I want my brows raised 3 millimeters up, and my nose shifted, 2 centimeters this way, and she had like this very specific, and the reason behind it is because a computer told her what her ideal dimensions were. And so she was coming to him for these very minute adjustments so that she could fit what the computer was telling her a woman was. And with both of my friends, that's kind of the impression that I got. And it's a free country, please. I'm not trying to say they're wrong. It's their life, and they can do whatever the hell they want to do. But I guess I'm a little bit angry, that someone came in and, my friends walked away saying I'm ugly. And, one just total destroyed. And I just had to say, women in general, cis women, their busts may not be as big as they want. Their hindquarters may not be the way that they want. Their thighs, my mom had saline injections in her legs because her veins had like the blue staining to it. As you get older, the veins become visible. And so to make them less apparent, she had them flushed with a saline solution to so you couldn't observe them. So I mean, definitely, there's things that we do, people do, women do, to to make themselves look better. And by all means, like I said, if these women want to do these things and they do indeed feel better about themselves, all the power to them. But I just, you know, who the fuck are you to come in and tell somebody they're ugly? You know, but maybe, again, maybe I'm overreacting a little bit. But I just see I see the wake. I see the boat has already passed. The doctor's gone. The meeting's over. A couple weeks have gone by, and I'm seeing the ripples in the water. As trans men, we already have enough doubt, self-doubt of ourselves and how we appear, how others perceive us. We already have enough of a fractured lens, to then have someone come in and, and again, I'm not knocking them, and maybe that's the way I feel like I'm coming across. It's just I really, like I said, I wanted some sort of counterbalance to that, because these women shouldn't be sitting here crying. You know what I mean? And today I tried to brainstorm a little bit, about why is it that some of us are affected by it, and some of us aren't. And I think, again, it's where we're all different. We're all human beings. And I kind of wonder, if, here's what I came up with, if you're interested. I wonder if folks who considered themselves unattractive before they transitioned, and just after years and years they just said, fuck it, I am the way I am, or I wonder if after the transition, if they're able to, sorry, I got two cats playing with each other. I wonder if we're able to accept our own shortcomings as a woman because we could accept our shortcomings as a man. And again, this is like I said, this may be a 1/8 baked idea, not a half baked, and maybe not even a quarter baked. But I, in my own situation, I avoided mirrors as a child. I always avoided, because I didn't want to see what I looked like. And even to this day, I kind of avoid mirrors. Right? I see myself in the bathroom at work, and I'm like, oh yeah, you transitioned. I'm not unhappy with my appearance. I've accepted it, and I just take it. This is the way it is, and we go from here. And if you were to say to me, Robin, here's $20,000 for facial feminization, I'd rather put that in my 401k so I can retire, instead of working to the grave like I'm currently going to do. Or I would put it in my daughter's college fund. You know what I mean? If I had extra money to blow, that's what I would put it in. It's not a priority for me. You know what I mean? But for the two folks, it really dug deep in them. And that they were going to have a consultation, and they were going to do this, that, and the other, and it wasn't just the excitement of it. That I understand, and I'm not knocking them. It's just the damage that was done to their psyches. And I'm not sure. I guess that's kind of maybe where we're all different and everything. But Maybe the lesson that I would take away from it is, if you are trans and you are about to have a procedure of some type, before you run around and shout it from the mountains, maybe think about your audience. I have a friend who, you know, every time they have something done, they shout it from the mountaintops. Oh, I'm gonna have a trach shave. Da, da, da. And you're like, congratulations. And they're like, oh, and then I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna do that, and I'm excited for them. But it makes me look around the room at other trans women who maybe that's what they want, but they can't afford it. They don't feel like it's an option for them, and then they're gonna get sad and upset. You know what I mean? Just, I guess, some tact and diplomacy, maybe. But like I said, in what got me thinking this video is, again, just this psychological damage that was done. And it probably was not intended. So and so's opening up a practice in town, and their specialization is facial feminization. Why not? Why wouldn't you have them come and speak? But I think, again, needs to be a little bit of counter, to say you're beautiful. I don't know. I don't know where I'm driving with this. Like I said, it was a half-baked idea, maybe a quarter-baked idea. But, we certainly have so much against us. And especially if you happen to be, 6 foot tall and 300 and something, 400 and something pounds, and you're like, there are obstacles beyond the normal. I remember another friend of mine who, bless her heart, she's 24 years old. Perfect little figure. I mean, perfect little, we'll talk about the non-existent Barbie doll figure. Perfect little figure. And if she'd eat a couple cheeseburgers and put on some weight, she's going to get those curves. Oh, I'm so happy for her, if that's what she wants. So yeah, it's we have those idealized, I guess, and maybe there's been a maturity here. I know for myself, this boat has sailed. This ain't gonna happen. But again, I think about my two friends and just how distraught they were, and they have the money to do the surgery, and they're getting themselves organized so they can have the surgery. They're getting the things that they need. So I mean, in a way, I'm happy for them. But like I said, it was them walking away saying, I'm ugly. It wasn't, hey, I have the opportunity to do this, and I think I'm interested. What do you think about, if I get this done? It was, oh, I'm so ugly. This is my problem. And what happens when that gets fixed and that wasn't, the problem? The problem may be up here. The problem may not be this presentation. It's up here. It's the brain. The little voices. I'm not good enough. I'm ugly. I don't pass, etc., etc. Those fallacies and whatnot. So anyway, I've overspoken this, and like I said, definitely a half-baked idea. And I'm not knocking anybody who decides facial feminization, trach work, breast augmentation. But just, I saw some damage done this week that I think probably could have been avoided, or at least And the other thing that, kind of, and maybe I'm going off topic here, but, it's when someone comes in and it's like, it just reminds me somewhat of like a snake oil salesman or something. I can tuck your this and I can bend your that and I can pull this back and I'm going to pull this and do that. I mean, again, I'm happy that it's possible, but I just almost wonder if getting someone's hopes up and them not being happy with the result, and then I don't know, damage has been done. But on the flip side, again, it's everyone's got their own. It's their life, and we each have our own choices to make. And they say make your bed and lie in it. Maybe that's just part of maturity and growing up, taking responsibility for your act. I don't know. I don't know, but you know, and I made a video about this before about having realistic expectations. And I couldn't. One beautiful, beautiful young lady, and I'm using terms that I'm saying beautiful, which is of course the opposite of ugly, right? If I can't say ugly, I probably shouldn't be saying beautiful, but you know, there was a wise trans woman, Tess Graham, who I've talked about before, who said that transition is all up here. It's not out. It's not down here. It's all up here. And I'm just thinking about my friend, and it's I want to say count your blessings, but how many of us don't get the opportunity to transition when we want to? And I know folks who don't have the opportunity to transition at all. They say, I can't transition because of this, or I can't transition because of that. And like I said here, this young lady, she's transitioned. She's a beautiful woman. And, she's upset because, 3 centimeters off this way, 2 centimeters off this way. And you just almost want to say, don't you appreciate that you get out of bed in the morning and be blah 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 all day long? Throughout your day, no one is going to question your gender. You're going to get ma'amed all day long. You're very beautiful, young, and attractive. And, isn't that enough? But then again, that puts me in a judgmental, I'm being judgmental, right? Which I shouldn't be. So, I don't know. And definitely to them, it's very serious. To me, it's not. To me, I'm like, shit, if I had your breasts, if I was your age, jealousy, a little bit of envy there. But the end outcome is to wish for the other person that they're happy, that they're fulfilled and they're happy with their authentic selves. But again, I wonder about having those expectations that are so high, and maybe as time goes on, the level of challenges that we felt, that bar goes down, or those challenges go down somewhat because society is more acceptive da 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 da. And so maybe the bar can be raised as far as what we can expect from it. I don't know. Again, I'm talking out of my ass here. But anyway, just a thought. A couple of thoughts in there. Like I said, half-baked ideas. But, if you're transitioning or you're in the process of it, you are beautiful and you are handsome as yourself, and the hypothetical, unattainable, why would you make yourself miserable? You're trying to be something that's impossible, but again, it's a free country. It's your life. But I've dealt with some crying women this week who just, think that they're terrible. And they're not. I'm just sad for them, that's all. All right. Well, best of luck to you. Good luck in your transition. I hope that as the things go on, that things are good for you, and we'll see you next time. All right. Bye-bye. And good luck.